What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to basketball, and more importantly, welcome back to another prospect breakdown video. Today we have Maxime Raynaud. I made sure to look up the pronunciation beforehand. We got another French guy, so you know what, AVC's got to start to learn French. But anyway, we've got the Stanford center today. We've been deciding to keep going with this series because there are a couple other guys that might trickle into the first round that we didn't cover, and Raynaud over here is another guy that should be interesting to cover. But anyway, we're going to take a deep dive into him, tell you what I've seen of him so far. We're going to go through his stats. We're going to watch a couple game film sessions of him, and then at the very end, we're going to put him on the big board we've been building throughout this series. But before we do that, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. I've responded to every single comment on my YouTube channel up to this point, and I intend to keep on doing so. Please show this video and the other Do They Fit in the NBA videos some love, just because they always get demonetized, and the only reason I keep putting them up is because you guys like them and show them support, and I like making them, so I'm down to get them demonetized if we just have a good time watching them. And then also, Ideal Off Season is back. There's probably a bunch more episodes to watch at the time that you guys are watching this, so please go give them a watch. It's by far and away the most popular series on the channel. They're a ton of fun. But anyway, let's go talk about Mr. Raynaud. All right, Maxime Raynaud. I'm going to keep saying it like that. We've got a 7'1", 245-pound center coming from Paris, major in mathematics. Cool, good for him. I mean, go to Stanford, you got to be pretty smart. So very, very cool. So Raynaud is one of these guys that's kind of trickled into the first round draft pick conversation later in the year. I wasn't like too keen on him for most of the season, and at the time you guys are watching this, I've seen these guys at this point. I've watched all the film. Which is kind of different than earlier in this series, right? I'm kind of getting my first exposure to them generally throughout this series, but at this point, I've seen quite literally every second of them on the basketball court for almost all of these guys. At least the first round guys, right? The second round guys, not as much. That's not really what I'm being asked to do quite as often, but you know, I've seen a lot of them. So what this more so is me kind of explaining kind of what I think of him. We're going to go through a couple games worth of things to be like, hey, what can we expect out of this guy? Is he an interesting product? Where should we take him? All the kind of things like that. So first things first, let's talk about what's kind of the expectation for this guy. So as of right now, he's kind of like late first round projected, right? He's kind of just creeping into the first round stuff now. As always, bigs are a lot harder to find, and that's something to keep in mind. There are a lot of pretty solid big man prospects this year, which is really, really exciting. This is an elite draft class, right? So we have some higher expectations out of these guys than normal, but late first round guy typically doesn't enter into the rotation unless you're pretty desperate for people, which could happen this year with a couple different teams. So this could be a guy that's expected to get in since he's a little bit older, right? He's a senior, just maybe a bit more ready to go. But generally with late first round picks, you don't expect them to see the court too much, so just setting proper expectations for that right away. As far as like what he's expected to be able to do on the court, you expect him to be a pretty good athlete at a center, being able to step out and hit some threes every once in a while, and hopefully be an okay defender. I'll tell you right now, we're not watching any defensive film in this. I just couldn't find anything really of it that was going to be like good to watch online, but I've seen all of it at this point anyway. I'll give you my very quick synopsis of it. I don't think he blocks quite enough shots. I think he struggles with like some of the drop coverages that he often finds himself in, and I don't know if he always reads it perfectly, but as always with that stuff, like part of this is college basketball. It's not always the smartest. It's not always the most logical. Just because they go to Stanford doesn't mean they're running basketball plays correctly, right? Or running them in a smart way. So I think there's defensive potential for sure. I just don't think it's like phenomenal as of right now. So something to watch out for with that, but overall, like, he's 7'1" and he's athletic, right? So you should be able to be just fine with a guy like this. I'm trying to think. Let's just go on to his statistics, because this guy played at Stanford all 4 years. That's just not something you're really going to see anymore, and I think that's cool. I think they're going to be a better basketball player because they stuck around more often than not. This last year as a senior, 20 points per game, right? Very, very impressive for college basketball. As always, like, normally with these videos, we watch them kind of like chronologically, because with freshmen, you can really see the progression from the beginning of the year to the end. With a senior level guy, not quite as much. It's just not, like, their game is pretty set in stone at this point. Not once they get to the NBA, but in terms of like college basketball, they've kind of got their game down at this point. we always expect to see with the senior, just a little bit more poise, the game looking a little bit slower to them. So those are some things that we're going to be watching out for. But anyway, some other numbers. 1.7 assists to 2.4 turnovers. Hate that. That's gross. That could be a symptom of him. It could be a symptom of the team he's playing on, but not that great. 1.5 blocks is a good number. He plays 33.5 minutes per game, and he's 7'1", and he is a pretty good athlete, so I'd like to see a higher number for that. 10.5 rebounds is amazing. I led his conference as well in a very good conference, so that's really, really cool. Getting almost 3 offensive rebounds per game. He gets to the free throw line about twice a game, hits about 77%, very respectable. Shoots the ball about 35% on 5.5 threes a game, so he's chucking them threes. Like, they're getting up there. He's about league average at it. Like, he's about, like, average as a three-point shooter. You look at previous seasons, he was actually pretty good in a lot lower quantity. It wasn't very good, and then there was, like, just a little bit of something his freshman year. I mean, he only played about 12 minutes. Overall, but he's definitely been working on the three-point shot, right? I'm sure that's something that people told him, like, hey, get good at that, and you have a better chance of getting drafted, and that's helping him. And the field goal percentage is like, meh, it's all right, and we'll see maybe some of that in the film. As always, with college basketball players, it's pretty hard to tell how they translate to the NBA, right? Because the college game is so weird, it's so different. You guys would have already seen the Cedric Coward video by now. You'll see, like, they're just not playing, like, modern basketball at all over there in Washington State, which is just annoying in and of itself to try to figure out, right? It's like, oh man, I wish I could see this, or I wish I could see this. So I could tell if this is something you're going to be good at coming into the NBA or something, right? It's a lot easier with, like, overseas prospects and stuff like that, but this is a college basketball player, so we're going to have to watch college-style basketball, and it just is what it is. So we're going to be looking at the athleticism. We're going to be looking at the jump shot a lot in this one, because that's going to determine a lot of his value, right? Is, like, can this guy, like, actually space the floor for people? But, yeah, with all that being said, let's get into his game film. Alrighty, game film time. So I couldn't find any clips of, like, his misses necessarily either. It's just kind of limited on YouTube. So we're just going to be watching the makes for right now. We've seen the percentages, right? We know he like, there's some missed shots, and you'll be able to tell, like, the relatively what kind of shots he's taking based off of his based off his makes as well. But I'll always just say, when you're just watching highlights, take that into account. You are seeing the highlights, right? Like, this is the peak performance, right? This is what he is capable of doing. It's not the entire picture, but that's okay. Like, these are just introductory videos for the most part, and I've got pretty good sense of him at this point. So anyway, gonna pause. I'm gonna rewind a lot because, you know, YouTube, this is transformative content. I don't own the rights to these clips, but you're gonna take the video down anyway. Please don't. That's all I ask. But yeah, let's watch the film. All right, early season stuff right here against UC Davis. Obviously, he is the tall guy, and alrighty, we already have a jumper. I like to break down the jumpers a lot more. For those of you new to the channel, let's get the catch right here. When I did player development, my specialty was always shooting. It was like, really breaking down the mechanics of that stuff and teaching it to pros, so that's kind of why I like to go into a little bit more depth with this. So let's see. Right off the bat, he's a right-handed guy, right? So what we'd expect is his feet at that 45-degree angle away from the shooting arm, because he's a righty, they should be going to the left. One foot is facing forward, one is facing to the left, so already we're a little bit off balance. This is typically something that you see with a little bit bigger guys, and it's okay. It just leads to an unsteady base, because, I mean, you got 1 foot like this and 1 foot like this. Like, it's just, there's not as much you can do off of that. So we're going to be looking for things in this video to tell us, like, okay, why is he only average? How do we make him a better shooter, right? So here we go. The upper half looks pretty good. Gets a good arc on it. Here we go. Cool. Cool. Big fella shooting the ball. Here we go. Set the screen. Rolls the correct way, right? Rolls opening towards the basketball. We've been breaking that down a lot in this series. If there's anything you should take away from my series, it's that. All right, here we go. Catch the ball. He goes right into this one again. The right foot's pretty good. The left foot's a little odd. He's holding the ball really far out from his body, which is interesting. So it's kind of making, like, this almost like catapult-like motion to shoot it. We'd like the ball a little bit closer to your chest, because it's just, there's a lot less variance in that, right? Because think about it, if you're holding the ball out in front of yourself, right? Like, think about how much less stable you are, whereas if you're close and you're, like, actually supporting the ball, right? If you're holding it all the way out here, like, and like someone comes and, like, moves your arms, right? It's a lot harder than if it's closer for them to do that, right? There's a lot more support. So we don't want the ball all the way out here. We want to bring that in a lot closer to remove some of the variance in the shot. But he makes it, right? He makes it. Cool. Gets it off quick enough. We love the confidence. That's all great. Here we go. Ooh. Ooh, already. Right, and by the way, I've seen all these. What the hell is this? What the hell is this monstrosity right here? I told you, like, we try to have a little bit of fun in these videos. This is sick. What the hell is this? That looks like what you see when you take your buddy's pills at his apartment and you're not quite sure what they are, and it's Christmas time. This looks like the kind of stuff that you would see. If you can find a way to fit Merry Christmas into your comment in this video, that'll let me know you're really watching these videos and paying attention. So that's your phrase of the video, is Merry Christmas. Yeah, let's move on so I don't have to think about that. But alrighty, so he's made a couple threes already in this game, right? This is smart basketball. This is what you expect to see out of a more polished, older player, right? So pump fake now. This guy makes a horrible closeout. You should push people towards the baseline because the baseline's technically an extra defender, right? He pump fakes. He gets by pretty quickly. A little bit of a Euro step. Kind of throws it up and in. We'd like to see a left hand at this point, but that's okay. Sometimes you don't always get the opportunity. Here we go. That's nice movement. Very well balanced. We'd love to see that out of a 7-1 guy. I can't say this enough because I think we've gotten so used to how crazy of athletes people are, especially basketball players. But like 7'1" and being able to move like that is nuts. The average like 7-foot person struggles to just like pick their legs up sometimes. Like it's pretty crazy. All right, cool. That guy fell down. Here we go. Picked up that ball really nicely. I liked that. Cool. Cool. He went to go set an early screen there, which is great. All right. Again, kind of holding the ball out a little bit far. He also jumped and jumped apart a little bit here, which is not something we want to do. So the feet look a lot more balanced actually this time. This looks pretty good, but he like jumps not together. He jumps apart. We want you to jump together because the only way you can go then is straight up and down, right? The only way you can go is straight up and down if you jump together. So we're seeing a ton of variance in a guy that's kind of a Brook Lopez type, right? Like that's basically who we're comparing him to, is modern Brook Lopez, not young Brook Lopez. He was a completely different player, which is really interesting. It's just there's so much variance in the jumper right now, and you can fix that. You can totally fix that. There's just a lot of variance. Here we go. Cool. Jump together, let it fly. Yeah. Oh, a little bit of tood, That was the most Stanford white dude thing I think I've ever seen. So here we go. Here we go. We're in this drop coverage that he always plays. Got a hand on it. Cool. Here we go. Set the screen. I love this. This is NBA type stuff right here. Turn around, see the basketball. Cool. Great pass. Very good pass. I'd like to kind of see a dunk on that, but that's okay. That's okay. I know you can get bouncy, my friend. I know you can get bouncy. As always, don't fall in love with like the combine film of these guys, because I know that's something that some of you will bring up, is that you want to see that. That's just kind of nonsense basketball that's being played. Us scouts are more so watching that because we like to see people move in person and just kind of be like, okay, this is how big they actually are. This is how much kind of ground they're able to cover and stuff like that. The actual production of it in the game is pretty useless. Here we go. Cool. Catch the ball. Tip it in. Good job. Yay. Cool. Way to be taller than everyone else. We love it. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's move on. Here we go. We got a little post up here. Got a little post up. All right, good pass back out. That's smart basketball. Good stuff. Good stuff. Here we go. Here we go. I love this. Would have loved a better roll to the hoop, but overall, he's able to get it. Cool. Good stuff. Because like that's like actual like NBA stuff that we can see. That pass would never work in the NBA. I've brought this up multiple times in these videos, but you don't do post-entry passes from anything past free throw line extended up here, just because it will get stolen. It will get stolen every time. All right. Oh, we don't love that miss, but it happens. Happens to the best of us. I blow the layups too sometimes, big fella. I feel it. I feel it low key. Tip it back in though. Here we go. We're running the floor. He looks very comfortable running the floor. Look what I found. That's mine. Throw it back up. Left hand. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Good. Set the screen. He rolls the correct way out of it. He seems to like rolling that way a little bit more. Good box out. Look what I found. That's why you box out early. Cool. I don't need to see that replay of that. Here we go. Alrighty, coming right back in. This looks like the best jumper so far. Again, he kind of like jumps together and back out though, so that's definitely something we need to work on. There's an upper half problem and a lower half problem in this, which again, like, I've seen these things 1,000 times, so it's not the biggest deal in the world, but the tood, man, the tood is here. The tood is here. Here we go, here we go. Catch, shoot, jumps kind of out again. Cool. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Very impressive, very impressive. All right, let's move on to the next game here. This is against Santa Clara. He's got 32 points in this one. Let's take a look. What do we got here? Some post-ups. By the way, black uniforms. Pretty sick. That's nice. Little turnaround spin. You're probably not going to get to see someone like him do that a ton at the NBA level. Like, it's just, man, if you're going to do like these post-ups or like these isolation type things, you're usually one of the top 2-3 guys on the team. So what we're looking for with him is like pick and roll type stuff, right? Like spacing afterwards or pick and pop, right? So that's kind of the skills we're looking for in him more so right here. The post-up's nice because if you get a smaller guy switched on to you, I would like to give you the basketball. But it's not going to be like the biggest deal in the world. Here we go. We got guys cutting down here even though we're trying to get a post-up. Go away, go away. Thank you. Cool, easy. He's taller than everyone else. We love it. This is the interesting stuff right here. The fact that he's able to put the ball on the floor. He's leaning pretty far forward. It's not the most coordinated thing, and he's not like the lightest on his feet. But mind you, this is a 7-footer doing this. This is always going to be impressive, right? He goes up with his right hand. That's pretty soft the way he went up. So not sure that's going to be a huge part of his game right there. But hey, it's cool enough, right? It's cool enough to see the coordination because just that alone tells me he can do other things, right? Like he's not just going to trip and fall over himself like maybe some other 7-footers or something. So, and maybe some other French 7-footers, right? Right? Here we go. That pass shouldn't happen. That's a foul, too, 100%. I'm with you, Mr. Raynaud. That's a foul. Cool. The left hand is... Oh, wow. That one, not sure how that one fell out. Cool. Look what I found. Let's go. Again, the jumper's kind of the same problem. He also kind of twists on this one, right? Watch this. So he catches, and watch how his feet are perfect right now. Again, let's bring the ball in a little bit, but he twists a little bit on that one. So something to watch for there, but that's a much better bottom half than we had seen before. Okay, again, this just shouldn't happen. Like, how do you not take that basketball? How do you let that happen? Here we go. Come on. That's got to be an offensive foul. Is that what you just said, Santa Clara ref? Shut the fuck up. Oh, my God. Shut up. I hate when announcers say stuff like that. Like, you can tell they're, like, so biased against, like, their own team. It's just, that's got to be an offensive foul. Dude, he just fell right over. Look. Dude. Watch a basketball game. Come on now. Look at him. He's like, what the hell was that? Oh, he missed it too. He was so surprised he was open, though. I kind of feel like he was kind of like, what the hell happened? All right, cool. No crazy footwork or anything to display there. Backing him down. Like, dude, if they complain about the call here again, I'm going to be so annoyed. Like, what are they doing? Like, and by the way, in college basketball, they have the flop call. You can call that an event, like, you get a warning, and then it becomes a technical. So, never had that happen. So, AVC's all good, but here we go. Watch this. So, like, this is, then by the way, this is people just getting sick of having a guy that's bigger than them just bully them. Listen to this. Come on, at least he didn't complain about it. But maybe he wanted to complain about it there, and then he was like, that one was a pretty bad flop. So here we go. Come on, come on, guys. Play a little defense. How many times does it have to happen to you? Cool, good pass. Good stuff. We love to see that. What's going to happen here? All right, you have no room to operate, my guy. Jesus Christ. College basketball, y'all. College basketball. Here we go. Let's just move on. Let's move on, AVC. No sense complaining too much. Doesn't get crazy elevation on this, right? Not crazy elevation. Yeesh. Here we go, but blocks the shot. All right, no, not the ads. Let's move on. I don't want to have to make cuts in this video. Now we're playing against UNC. Got some good players out here. No, we're never going to get better video quality than this, even though it's 1020 or it's 2025. Here we go. It's still going to be blurry as hell. Orange Crush getting a nice sponsorship in this video, I guess. Here we go. Cool. What are we doing here? Spin move. Fall away. That's kind of a bad shot, but hey, you made it. Cool. Very nice touch with the left. Cool. I really don't need to see that again. Here we go. All the way. Bit of a travel. Go over. Like, these aren't the best shots. It'd be nice if he can get a little bit more in there, right? This is kind of the Zach Edey problem that he had during college, and even in the NBA now, he still runs into this problem. Like, he doesn't quite get himself to the spots that he needs to on the court in his post-up situations, so that's something that I haven't particularly enjoyed watching out of him. feel like you need a little bit more toughness in order to make something like that happen. So, you know, it's something you can work on. Something you can work on. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Let's see it. Let's see it. Yep. Again, kind of the jump outwards. You're seeing that same form there. Let's see it. Let's see it. Here we go. Look what I found. By the way, I say that every time there's just kind of nonsense happening. Hey! Oh, yeah. Fall on him, too, his little dumbass. Get his little dumbass out of here. Good dunk. Yeah, fall on him. Talk a little bit of shit, too. I'd talk a little bit of shit. Yeah. Ooh, not the bottom lip. Don't hit him with the bottom. Raynaud. Oh, no, Raynaud. Oh, man. I love it, man. Oh, don't look at him a little bit here. Don't look at him a little bit here. Hit him with the French stare. There we go. Cool. Drop coverage as always. Brook Lopez-y. Yep. He feels like modern Brook Lopez, right? Not the most athletic guy in the world. Like, he's going to take a step out and hit these, like, standalone three-pointers. He's going to play, like, some decent enough defense because he's big. So, it's kind of an interesting thing there.
But yeah, I mean, ideally,
cool catch. That's deep. Good pump fake. This is good coordination, and that's the athleticism you want to see. That looks nice. There we go. That's a little bit better than the average 7-footer. That I like. That I like. That's a nice dunk. Yeah, let's watch that a couple times. Yeah. Hey, get up or get out the way, man. Meet me at the rim. Love it. Good stuff. And a little swing. We liked a little bit of tood. All right, let me see this post defense a little bit. You're using the wrong elbow or the wrong arm right here. You get an arm bar in college, right? You get the arm bar. Using the wrong arm bar right here. You should be using your left. So here we go. Cool, cool. What the fuck is he doing, bro? This is not ballet. You don't need to twirl like that. Twirl like that on your own time. Cool. Good bucket. Cool, cool, cool. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, let's move on to the next one. We got two more to watch. This is versus Miami, another 28-point appearance. He had a lot of big scoring games this year. Here we go. Pop out. That guy doesn't close him out at all. Clearly didn't read the scouting report. He's surprised by it and decides, all right, fine, in your mouth then. Num, num, num. Here we go. More post-ups where he's not really able to get anywhere that he needs to. It's a tough angle, but he's making it. He's making it. Here we go. All right. Ooh, kind of interesting. Nice. We like that one. We like that one. Here we go. Throw it over the top. Would have liked you to just put that in. Dude, get out of the way. Why are you doing this? Like, college basketball. Where is he going? Where is he going? Like, he can't see you right now. Get out of the way. Good Lord. I know big men hate this stuff, man. All my big men in the chat, which I know there's not many of them because just most of you don't exist, or I mean in the comments. Don't you just hate when they bring that second guy to you when you're trying to post up? Here we go. One is not guarding him at all. Great. Great stuff. Great stuff. Here we go. Over the top because college basketball. Here we go. And I'm not hating on him for it, right? Like, I do the same thing. I did do the same thing. So, like, it's just is what it is, right? If people are going to be stupid, then fair enough. Here we go. Set the screen. Roll the wrong way. No one's going to guard you. Cool. A little bit of a fader in that one. Not really necessary. Again, didn't get anywhere on the court that he wanted to go to. Good. Set the screen. Roll the right way. And now you can see it the whole time. I don't know why you did the floater, but that's okay. You could have just gone in and absolutely yammed on somebody, but it's cool. Here we go. Look what I got. Nice. No, it's a good tip. It's a good tip. Cool. He's trying to tell his guys to come out. There we go. Good cut. Great stuff. No dunk or anything, but that's okay. It doesn't all have to be. Popping out. This is like the quietest crowd of all time. Come on, Stanford. I know y'all are in the books and everything, but get a little bit excited. Y'all are up a ton of points. Cool. Oh, what's happening here? What's happening here? Alrighty. Alrighty. Why would you... Come on, man. You didn't get by your guy. And I know this is supposed to be a Raynaud video, but, like, you didn't really even get by your guy. You see him coming. You don't see this big-ass baguette coming your way. Come on now. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go. Give me that. We're running. We're running. Runs into his own people. Whatever. One more game, SMU. Let's see it. Let's see it. All right, comes off the screen. They don't come at him quite enough, and he jabs and pump fakes. Cool, he's going to do this stupid little... Ooh, I thought that was going to be a left-hand one again, but he surprised me. I love that. Keep me surprised. Catch. Fire. That's a weird-looking jumper right here. Again, look at this. Catch. His feet look pretty good here, so there has been a little bit of a shift by the end of the season. I believe this is his last game. of the year. No, second to last game. I believe they won this game in the ACC. But again, he kind of twists on the jumper, so there's a couple things we got to fix on the jumper, right? He's holding the ball out a little bit too far. There's a lot of variance in what's going on in the lower half, so some stuff to work on as we get to the league, right? Stuff to work on. Overall, it's cool. Like, it's cool. Like, he's making an okay amount of shots. So, like, there's life here is what I'm trying to say. There's life. Cool. I'm not gonna lie. I find it a little lame. Like I love the tood. I always love the tood, but like all of the like throwing up the threes and like stuff like that, and like the tongue hanging out, like it comes off like a little bit douchey to me. So, you know, it is what it is. But you know what? He's French. You know, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. the skip pass into a mid range. I don't remember that clip. That's not something you're going to see often, ever. Here we go. Catch, shoot. Kind of jumps again in a weird way forward. It's cool. I don't need to keep pointing it out. Very cool, very cool. Here we are. That's great defense. Come back, recover. 24 doesn't know what he's doing. See, that's a more uncoordinated 7-footer, right? He's just kind of like, like I'm trying to move my arms and my legs at the same time, right? And that's fine. It's hard. You shouldn't be this coordinated at 7 feet. Nice. That's why he's going to go to the NBA. That is why he's going to go to the NBA and make lots of money. Cool. And again, just throw it over because 3's a dummy. Nice. Good. A little bit of tood. A little bit of tood. Good stuff. Skip. I don't need to see the replay. Nice. He didn't see the play really developing there. 10 was able to get a successful kind of cheat wrap here. He could have hit him there, but that's okay. Cool. Cool. Throw it. Good. Good. Yay. Good athleticism. Good stuff. Good stuff. Catch. Shoot. Boom. Hey! What a way to end it. What a way to end it right there. Yeah! It was just, that's pretty crazy. That's one way to punch the game away right there. That's nuts from your best player. That is awesome. Let me see that one more time. Come crashing in. Yeah! Not crazy elevation, but like he's athletic. Cool, cool, cool. I love it. Let me see that one more time. Look out below. Ready to detonate. Raynaud. I love it, man. That's Maxime Raynaud. All right, Mr. Raynaud, what did we learn from you? Well, the jumper, it makes sense why it's kind of like average, right? Like he's got some good things going. It's confident. That's awesome. It seems like it's a newer thing to his game for sure, and that's totally fine. We got some mechanics to work on though, and that's why it's not like elite. He's got some solid athleticism because he's a younger 7-footer. I wouldn't call him like extremely athletic, but it's looking pretty solid. Just out of my own knowledge, I know we have to work on a couple things defensively, but part of it might just be the system he played in as well. But overall, it's an interesting prospect. What do you hope to get out of a guy like this right away? That's where I struggle a little bit more. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm like, okay, what do I want this guy doing right away? Well, hopefully he's going to be active on the glass, right? I mean, he's a big guy. Hopefully we can get a guy that's active getting rebounds for us. If we teach him the right defensive coverages, maybe he can be a solid defender for us right away. I feel like we're going to need to work on the three-pointer, but he feels like more of a pick and pop than a pick and roll guy to me right away because you didn't see him like kind of on the move, catching the ball, laying it up a ton, right? And I can promise you in the rest of the film, I haven't quite seen like a ton of that. And that's unfortunate because that's a big thing that we like out of like the 7-foot guys nowadays. A lot of his like around the basket stuff is kind of the post-ups and the post-hooks, which weren't all that impressive, at least right now, but there's bones here to turn him into something kind of interesting. So where are we putting him on the big board? Mr. Raynaud. So the first kind of big you want to compare him to is a Sorber, who I like Sorber for the fact that he's got a little bit more upside. We haven't even seen him even come close to growing into his body yet. You look at like a Janai Broom, there's a lot more like athleticism and stuff that kind of needs to come around for Broom to where I'd feel maybe like that's a good comparison. Oh, I completely forgot to mention, this big board is not what my big board looks like currently. So just know that I'll put out a video that kind of shows where I currently have people ranked and everything. So this is just purely to maintain like this series. But just for the sake of maintaining this series, we're comparing him to what we already have. So I'm going to put him at, I'm trying to think. I think I'm going to put him just a bit above Broom because I don't want to give the idea that I like Broom necessarily more than him. But again, you'll see my full draft board at some point. So this is what we're currently looking at right here. You can slow it down if you really want to see where we've kind of got guys ranked at this point. We got 34 names on the board. I have at least one more of these that I want to do. So we'll see when we get around to that. We've got a little bit before the draft still. But as always, I appreciate you guys. Let me know what you think of Mr. Raynaud down in the comments below. And yeah, let's go to the comments of the video. Alrighty, y'all. Comments of the video is coming from our Nuggets Ideal Offseason video. As always, Ideal Offseason is back. Best series on the channel, probably by far. They get way more views than all the rest of the videos. So go give it a watch. It's a ton of fun. And go show some support to the Do They Fit in the NBA series videos. You're watching one right now. Again, they get demonetized every single time unfairly, even though I don't own the right to the clips. I'm telling you, I don't. Just leave me alone. They're going to take them down, but I have fun doing them, so we're going to keep showing them to you guys. The comment comes from Joshua Dial. I don't know. He said, I think it would be really interesting and educational to do a video on EPM estimated plus minus and break down how it's evaluated. Or maybe executed, and maybe show how context can affect it and why we should value it as a stat. Also hoping for a Hawks Ideal offseason. Yeah, no, we'll get to every team, I promise. I've thought about doing something like this, and I might do it, like, in the offseason or something. The thing I struggle with is, like, I don't know, like, because it is kind of a complicated thing. Like, we're talking about, like, Bayesian, like, regressional models and stuff like that when we look at this stat, and I just kind of don't believe the average, like, viewer or American or whoever actually understands any of that. Like, maybe I can be the one to explain it or whatever, but even I'm not, like, the highest level mathematician ever. Like, I understand it all, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I would be curious to hear what you guys think about that, because maybe it'll be something we do in the off season when things are a little bit slower. But as always, I appreciate you guys. Go join the Discord. It's free. Link is in the description down below. You can get the Ideal Offseason spreadsheet there as well. Ton of fun. And as always, mind the rules of the comments, because I know there's a lot of new viewers coming to the channel right now. But seriously, appreciate you guys as always, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye.